Real life street stars, man. We got us one in. Mr. E Scorsese, Mr. E Tarantino, goddamn it, Mr. E Spielberg, goddamn Mike E, goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Listen, man, we are here. We are celebrating, man. We have finally come.
As a North Dallas nigga,
finally come. We are here.
That way.
As a nigga born in Dallas, raised. All we wanted was a movie like Master P's I'm Body. All we wanted was a hood movie, man. A good movie, man. And you brought it to us, the Triple D movie, man. What the fuck? And we back with Triple D Revenge, man.
Wow.
But man, to do this interview justice, man, like one thing I want to do, and we're gonna do a whole nother interview to really get into your story. This is about the movie. But I just want people who don't know, who ain't from Dallas, to really kind of understand what you mean to the city, like from production to your artistry, everything. Can you kind of give them a little bit of your backstory, real quick, as far as your contributions to this Dallas music scene?
Well, I came from the music part of the game, the music part of the business. I started out as an artist, but my thing was always producing. You know, one of the artists that I was most known for producing for was Big Chief, Don Chief. Shout out to the Don. Yeah, man, shout out to Big Chief. And he really gave me a platform. You know, we started this from the mud, man. We've been doing it since the Pookie and Lucci and Gator days, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
I'm glad that I don't look that old, but they've been doing it a long time.
What are some of the notable tracks from his career that you produced?
Cushion the Bowl, the original Eat Greedy record. So, you know, the whole movement, it started out with a record called Eat Greedy. I produced that. All the way to Triple D Anthem with Dorrough. And Baby, shout out to them. Tay, you know, I think that was the one that really just kind of elevated us. Yeah, it really kind of put us on another level, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
But the bottom line is I came from the music world, and then I end up getting with a music video director, Juan Salas, and we end up doing the Triple D movie.
At the time, you know, I know there wasn't a lot of people doing. I don't know if we had too many movies out, you know, from Dallas, you know, the streets of Dallas. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I remember when you tapped in with Juan Salas, that was big because I believe at the time he was actually like a film director, I believe. And you took that leap and you went out there and you tapped in with him. What made you, you know, for your first movie say, I'm gonna reach out to him specifically?
Juan Salas?
Yeah. What led you to him?
To be real, he actually reached out to me. Cause what was happening is we was kind of doing like, I ain't gonna even say we was doing music videos together, but I was helping him with treatments. And he came to me, he said, man, I wanna do a Dallas movie. And he was just like, I can't do it without you. At the time, I had a lot of relationships with different Dallas artists because of the producing and everything. So I guess Juan felt like, you know, I could get all these people together, you know what I mean? So we talked about it. And at the time I was living downtown, I had an apartment downtown, and we got on the floor and we started thinking about characters and we wrote the Triple D movie, you know what I mean? He came up with the characters. I basically came up with the story. We had a screenwriter, but for the most part, I came up with the story. And we said, shit, we're gonna do it.
For those who are sitting at home that may, for whatever reason, haven't seen the Triple D movie, which again, we want y'all to watch that one before we get to the Triple D Revenge, because it's a continuous story.
Yeah.
Can you tell them who was all in that movie as far as just from your memory, as far as give them some?
No, I remember.
Give them some notable names that's in that movie.
Okay, the Triple D movie, man, it was special because Dallas was on a big wave at the time. You know what I mean? And these artists was really doing their thing. Dorrough, Big Chief, T Cash, Fat Pimp, Tum Tum, Mr. Lucci. Quint Fox is in it. The late, DJ Dip was in it. R.I.P. DJ Dip, my brother. Bebe was in it. It was just too many people to name. It was just a good time in the Dallas hip hop culture at the time.
Now, I want you to keep it real on this, right?
Keep it all the way real.
Now, when you're starting a project, you know how it is. Niggas don't really want to believe in you, right?
Never.
But when that trailer hit, I remember when that trailer hit, it was like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah, straight up.
When
straight
that
up.
trailer hit, how many niggas that you tried to get on that turned around and was like, fuck?
All of them. Well, you know what? I'm gonna keep it real. We had a lot of Dallas orders in there, but it was some Dallas orders. I was like, yeah, nah, I ain't fucking with it. I ain't fucking with it. You know what I mean? No. But of course, I got calls back like, damn, can I still get in it? But by the time we did the trailer, we was like, we were done. You know what I mean? So, you know.
You know, I always wondered.
Hold on, we ain't gonna let y'all. Without saying names.
Okay.
What was the most egregious shit that you heard as far as you trying to reach out to somebody to get on and they turned you down?
Well, you know what? We had one artist that actually started with us, and like I said, I ain't gonna say no names. He started with us, and we ended up having him and Juan kept getting into it, and you know he was a little cocky, you know, and him and Juan got into it, and we had to end up letting him go. And so it was funny because the nigga was like, he would call at Juan and like, say, my nigga, you gonna let me in that movie? I'm gonna beat you up.
Shoot my scene, dude.
Say, he was like, man, you gonna let me in that movie? And this shit crazy.
That's how gangster this movie been.
You know what I'm saying? That nigga was like, man, you gonna let me in the movie? And you know, I just end up talking to him. It's like, say, fam, you know, cool money, beat food money, man. Just, you know, it's cool, man. You know, so I talked to him. He was alright, and you know, so.
Now we had MO3 on the couch, man, and he was like, you know, we asked him, you know, as far as about the movie being in it.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that interview.
Well, was he on your radar at that time to even be approached about a movie? I know he was just getting, you know, just kind of coming up on the Puka Libra and stuff like that. So where was he at the time for him to be on your radar?
Well, see, by the time I met MO3, we was done not only shooting it, we had put the movie out. You know, we had put the, so I literally didn't even meet 3 until after we put the movie out. But I remember that interview, like I asked him, you know what I mean? And he was just like, you know, I'm not tripping, shout out to them. I'm not really tripping on being in the movie. You know, I know Mr. E, he a cool nigga, you know what I mean? So it, you know, I think that was the beginning of Manifest, I really do. Yeah. Because I said to myself, I said, man, it's something about 3. Yeah. I really want him in the next film.
Now, I'm curious.
Before we get to the next film.
No, we're on this film. No. Hey, listen, man, I'm just curious, you know, when you're dealing with actors and egos, man, some niggas be like, man, I ain't gonna die like that on screen, man. How was it handling like Puka Leroy's death? TK? Like, how was it handling some of these niggas death? Because niggas don't want to go out like no hope. Like, nigga, I gotta go out kind of right.
I mean, like, when you think about it, I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, even in Belly, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Tommy got, you know what I'm saying?
We gotta go out right.
Yeah. No, Tommy didn't get killed. I take that back. Tommy didn't get killed. Yeah. But I done seen a lot of movies where niggas get, I mean, that's just part of acting. Like, you don't always get to be the hero and all that type of stuff. Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's stuff you did when you were a kid. When you grown, really, you want to die the death that's gonna get you attention. You know what I mean? That's true. So, like Scarface.
Now, one of the standout actors in the movie was Big Chief, man. It just something about this nigga really looks like a boss. He talks like a boss. He always been larger than life to me. Like growing up, like when you see him, he always had the swag. He just had that bigger than life personality. Like, who are you impressed by personally when you shot the movie, like the first one? Like,
I was, you know, that wasn't far from Chief character. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's bro. It wasn't far from Chief character. So, you know, I didn't have no doubt that he was gonna do his thing. I always say this. I was very impressed with Mr. Lucci just because of his level of focus. Yeah. I mean, even 7 years later, now that I know, you know, a little bit more about film, I still remember the type of focus that he had for his role, and he was always one of my favorites. T-Cash, he did his thing. He played his role well. You know what I mean? I just think that for nobody to have been professional actors, that cast was something else. You know what I mean? And they did their thing, man. Shout out to them.
Nah, definitely shout out to them, man. They did the goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Man, as a writer and director, man, you know, you always see imperfections in your movie. You know, you have movies like the I'm Body movie, the classic, bat scene with the jelly, like jelly flying out. Is there any scenes in the original movie that you're like, ooh, if I could just have that one back, if I could have that one back?
All of them.
Listen, I go back to the whole
thing. Cause see, I'm not trying to get too ahead in the interview, but see, I want people to go back and watch the first one.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Now, the funny thing is to me, it's hypocritical because I've grown so much that it's hard for me to watch the first one. But then at that same token, it also let me know, how much I done grown. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, man, at the end of the day, when I look at the first one, I think about how hungry I was. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. And which I still am. But it just, it's just like watching a video of yourself in your elementary school. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you be like, damn, nigga, I ain't no shit. Yeah. But, yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, but I'll never forget the Triple D movie.
Now, one thing about the Triple D movie, the red carpet was a star-studded event, but for everybody that was there, Lucci got locked up that same day. How crazy was that for you to? I don't know if you seen it or witnessed it or whatever, but it happened at the event, and then he obviously went to prison for I think 6 years. How crazy was that scenario? You know what? I heard about it. I didn't see it. I heard about it when I left, but kind of like I'm on this couch right now. After the premiere, me and Lucci was sitting on the same couch, just kind of having a little quick word. And it's funny because you never know how things gonna play out. You know what I mean? But I heard about it. I was devastated because Lucci is one of the most talented artists in the history of Dallas hip hop and Dallas music. You know what I mean?
Now, wait. Even before you answer that, as far as how he came back, during the premiere, he said on our couch on our interview that the feds that was watching him, they came and they watched the goddamn movie too. That's what I heard. And like they even talked to him about his acting in it. Like, how egregious is that for them to go in there and watch the goddamn movie, waiting for this motherfucker to be over, just to be like, I'm gonna let you finish the movie. You did your thing. How egregious is that?
You meet us at the door. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, man. It's a part of the game. You know what I mean? It's just one of them. It's one of them things. It's just part of the game. And the good thing about it is, he free. Yeah. And he get to hug and kiss his kids.
Not for real.
You know what I mean?
That's the most important thing.
And there's some mamas out there that wish that their kid got locked up versus not making it home. There's some mamas and they kids didn't make it home. You know what I mean? So I'm glad my nigga is alive and free and got action again.
Well, let's do it like this,
man.
I
gotta ask one. What happened to Lucci at the end of the movie? I cannot remember.
See, he wrote out
a refresher.
Nah, well, see, some people gonna watch it. Some people ain't never seen the movie before. So I ain't gonna.
Don't spoil it. Go watch the movie.
Go watch the goddamn movie.
Yeah. Come back.
Where is the official movie link? Because I've seen it on a couple of different YouTube sites. Is there an official place to actually support it?
Yeah, actually, you just go to YouTube and search it. Just go to YouTube and search it.
Nah, bro, you gotta put that up somewhere so you can at least make some money.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna do all that.
Put the link in so they can go back and watch.
You know what it was the first time that we put it up, it did over 500,000 views, and I mean that bitch was jumping. Man, and then because of some licensing or something, they took that bitch down. And so I was just like, I didn't even want to put it back up again. So some other people put it up, and I didn't even bother them about it. I didn't even bother them about it. So yeah.
Nah, for real.
Yeah. We gonna put it up.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, as far as the new Triple D Revenge, when did you start thinking about doing this movie? And as far as when it comes to casting, I know your goal was to, of course, hopefully probably put some of the same players in it. Tell us the genesis of making this Triple D Revenge. As far as when did it come in your head, like I'm gonna put this fuel to the fire?
After we did the first one.
Yeah. Right
after we did the first one, I was a
cliffhanger.
Yeah, it was a cliffhanger, and everybody knew it was a part 2. And of course, the city was just like, "Hey, man, what's up?
Yeah,
what we gonna do?" Yeah, for sure. And even more than that, like they wanted to see the next one. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that inspired me. To just say, okay, we gotta do the next one.
Now, going into the second one, right?
Okay. All right.
we see the trailer, right? The trailer goes crazy.
Appreciate it, man.
Right? Goes crazy on our channel. Like, I mean, I was like, damn, like niggas really want to see this, right?
Right.
But the thing that stood out, right, was Chief is not in the movie.
Yeah.
The person who replaced Chief looked like he was killing that role, though, number one.
Yeah.
And then Dorrough is not in the movie,
Yeah.
but the nigga who's playing Dorrough looked like he's killing that role.
Oh, yeah, man.
It looked like, you know, again, it looked like you stepped the production quality up tenfold.
Man.
So with the trailer dropping, number one, why aren't some of the key players that we know and love from the Triple D movie, the first one, are not in this movie?
You know what? After doing the first Triple D, well, after doing the Triple D movie, which was the first one, I just didn't think it would be so much time between that one and this one.
Yeah.
But man, I mean, when you do the math on it, you talking about 7 years. That was 2014. This is 2021. Time fly. You know what I mean? And you know, with them 7 years come, you know, people start walking, you know, having different walks of life. Life start changing. You know, niggas got kids, niggas start getting family. All the shit that niggas was doing when they were younger, they start getting older and they look at things different. And, you know, unfortunately, things change. Your life changed, you know what I mean? So I think some of my cast from the Triple D movie, they just had life changes. But the cool thing about it is, like, they still support me. Like, me and Chief jump on the phone all the time and talk about part 2. And for the most part, I'm pretty tight with everybody that was in the first one. So sometimes it's just time to pass the baton. And I'm very proud of the cast from Triple D Revenge because, man, they did their thing. I ain't gonna even lie. They did their thing. I'm very proud of them.
Now, I want you to keep it real with me on this.
Keep it out.
When that trailer dropped,
yeah.
where niggas like, fuck. Might should have put some time aside for this. This
you know
looks
what?
epic.
I mean, you know what? If that was their thoughts, they didn't tell me, you know. But I think all in all, you know, people, you know, wish us well because at the end of the day, it's for the city. You know what I mean?
That's real.
Yeah, it's for the city, and it's a lot of hard work that went into it. And I mean, you can wish that, man, I should have did that. But the real question is, was you ready for the work that came with it?
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
And I want to say, because, you know, you hit us up and like, hey, I want to run a casting call at y'all spot. You know, in the first, anybody knows movie, casting is a big thing. And so, I don't know if people in the first movie just automatically got the roles, just who they were. But this one, there was a process of actually getting to act on this movie, getting to the movie. You had a real casting call. Real actors have to put in real work.
Hey, shout out to you for inviting. You sent me the personal invite.
Absolutely.
And, you know, I really appreciate that because, again, I'm a fan of the movie. You know what I'm saying? I'm Dallas born.
100.
So
100.
to be a part of that, it was dope. But,
100, man. Yeah.
And how was that process as far as finding the actors to play in this one? Because you had to change some roles. You had to, like, someone had to channel, you know, past actors, and I'm gonna channel that and make it my own.
And I remember you posting, man, Fort Worth got some heat.
Yeah,
I remember you posting it. Yeah.
That Fort Worth was real interesting, and they were hungry. I ain't gonna lie about that. They really wanted them roles.
Who was some of the act? Like, can we? Because you know, you got some notables in there. Let's just go down some of the names that's gonna be in this new triple.
Yeah, absolutely. So the lead role was played by Official Watson. He was an artist back in the day that had a hot record with Bebe, and he also did some acting when he was younger. And he came to me, he was like, "Hey man, I really want that role, and I ain't paying him no mind." You know, I ain't paying no mind because people don't really be knowing the work that kind of go into it. Yeah. But he manifested it. You know, he went through all the proper channels. He went to the audition, he did all that. And I was determined to make sure that it wasn't a biased decision because I knew him, you know. But my people, they's like, this the guy.
Watson, he
so
looking good on it. He looking good on it.
Man,
Go ahead down to.
So who plays Big Lou is Brandon Crystal. He's a guy that went to school for acting. He's from Dallas. I actually went to school with him, you know, at Carter. He also played in the Carter movie.
Yes, the Carter boys on that.
Yeah, he also, man, shout out to my boy Brandon. He's in the Carter movie. But phenomenal actor.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna even lie. Like, he a phenomenal actor. You know what I mean? So he played the hell out of Big Lou.
Bro. And then you got a little brother, Jarek Tucker, in there, man. I got
Yeah,
shout out Jarek
JT.
Tucker from the North.
From the
man,
North,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the little bro used to be, you know what I'm saying? Son Connie, you know. It's my little
Yeah.
bro, man.
Yeah.
For you, man, this process, right? How much different was this than the first movie? Like, it seemed like, like I said, the production is just crazy. Shout out, I think it's Lee Gaddis that shot the movie.
Les Gaddis. Yeah, shout out to my DP, my director of photography, Les Gaddis. He grinded it out with me. And I mean, just the whole, we had a strong team, a good team. You know what I mean? And you gotta have that. You gotta have a good team.
Now, I want to ask you this, right? You doing it independently, right?
Mm-hmm.
How? I mean, I'm not without having to say any numbers, or if you can, if you want.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get people on board to do these type of movies, right? Because I mean, obviously, you got to get locations, you got to pay people, you got to pay the directors, you got to pay the sound.
Right,
like,
facts.
how much money did you have to personally sacrifice to make this movie happen?
You know what? I ain't, let me say this. It was more than the first one. And sometimes, a nigga just have favor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because on a spiritual level, like, I ask God to just give me an opportunity. Ain't none of us came from no money. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all have, you know what I'm saying? I ain't come from money. And it's just, I already knew that I wasn't rich, but I knew that, I had a dream and I wanted to give somebody else an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that it was just a grace of God that we was able to get just what we needed to get it done. That's the best way I could put it. And then I had some people that looked at me and believed in what we were doing and say, you know what, I'm gonna give y'all a shot. You know what I mean? One of them is my business partner, Don. Shout out to him. So it's just like, a good team, good work ethic, and before you know it, like, I think, blessings are just, they'll come to you.
So you also was able to cast the late MO3. How was he a shoo-in for you as far as he wanted this role, he talked to you, he's gonna be in it, doing an audition, like, bro, I fuck with you, let's run the play? Or did he have to go through the channels as well?
So, first of all, man, long live MO3.
Long live MO3.
I can honestly say that the film wouldn't have, it wouldn't feel the same if 3 wasn't in it. 3 didn't just come in, and because he was an artist, felt like, oh, well, shit, I'm here, so, y'all got action. Like, he worked his ass off. You know what I mean? Yeah. And MO3, he did acting classes with us and everything, and he was real serious about it. And he did his thing for sure.
Now, I remember before his tragic passing, he actually posted like something about the Triple D movie, like proud, like, mama, like, I'm gonna be in a movie, like, I dreamt of this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How did it feel for you to actually make that come true? Because I believe you were his first movie, although I think the Boots movie dropped first. I think you might have been his actual first movie that
he's in more than 15 seconds, right?
Yeah, and I believe he actually credited you for helping him get into acting school and all of that and taking it serious. So how does that feel, you know what I'm saying, to actually make one of his dreams come true as far as the acting thing,
You know what? He expressed to me that was something he always wanted to do. You know what I mean? He expressed that to me. The conversations we had on the phone, he was like, man, we gonna really do this shit. E, I'm gonna go, E. He super excited about it, and his excitement made me more excited. You know what I mean? And man, three was on his way to not only be a star, he was on his way to be a superstar.
No, real.
He was on his way to be a superstar, man. Long live.
Now, they say the Davis passing, man, November 11th is coming up. He was actually on his way to film, I believe, a final scene for the movie, or I believe a scene.
Right.
So he didn't finish the movie as what y'all wrote for him, correct?
No, he didn't. But what he did do is he finished everything that we needed him to finish in order for the movie to make sense.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
what scene was he that day, November 11th? I believe he was to meet up with y'all. What was he supposed to shoot that day? Was it just like reprising something that was done before? Was it a new scene that y'all needed from him? Something that maybe was written later, or?
So you know what? I want you to hold that question, because when the movie come out, then that's gonna be a good thing to come back to. Like that's gonna be a real good thing to come back to. You know what I mean? And I'm not just holding out on you.
Right, no, I know, because
but that's gonna be a good one.
I know the scene. But
yeah, that's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a good one.
Now, I want you to, again, hit me, honestly answer this, right?
Okay.
There's, after the death, right, there's been, there was videos floating around, right? And there have been a lot of new YouTube bloggers that start kind of doing this murder mystery campaign on the whole scenario.
Yeah.
And they literally threw the Triple D, you, in
all
the
the way
mix.
under the bus. Yeah.
As a suspect, threw everybody under the bus. Like, when people start playing with your name like that, how does that make you feel knowing that you were the one that gave him the shot, and then you have a platform that's this big that it'll just start swaying people's opinion on you in the movie before you even get the fair shot?
Right. I don't take it personally because, as y'all know, in the industry we in, this shit is all about clout. You know what I mean? And everybody want to get traction on their page, and everybody want to, everybody wants to be able to capitalize off what's going on in the media and the culture and all that. So the bottom line is, hell, it was only a matter of time before somebody was gonna say us or Triple D, Revenge or whatever. And I don't take it personal because anybody that know anything, they know the real. You know what I mean?
Pay attention to what they like. Do you even like hone in on, or anybody in your camp hone in on?
Yeah. Me and my squad, we giggle about it. You know what I mean? Like we make jokes about it and all that. And then I be getting threats and all that. I be getting threats and all that shit on my page. That don't bother me.
What's the craziest thing that you've seen commented on your page?
Oh shit. It's often that I get people that say, hey y'all, this the nigga that had, that had 3 whacks and all that old type shit, man. Like, I can't do nothing but laugh because like that was little brother, and I was real hurt behind that. But people gonna do what they gonna do, and they gonna say what they gonna say. So it didn't really bother me too much, man.
So when did you find out about the passing of MO3? Because obviously he was on the way to the set.
Yeah. What's so crazy was, so if I'm not mistaken, I think he passed at 11:50 or somewhere around that time. Okay. I think it was like 12:10. I got a call, and they was like, "Yeah, 3 got killed." The thing about it is, 3 used to always play pranks and jokes and stuff like that.
Everybody got the same.
So I was just like, man, first of all, 3 ain't got no motherfucking kill. Cause we, 3 on his way to us, number 1. And number 2, I already know that if something happened to 3, this city be upside down. Yeah. Boy, you hear me? So the bottom line is I was like, stop playing, cause I'm really trying to get going so I can do what I need to do. And lo and behold, I ended up getting the news.
Yeah, you get the confirmation.
And it was like, boy, it was like a nigga was in the Matrix. Yeah. Cause it seemed unreal for a long time. You gotta remember that this is somebody that we was with on a weekly basis, in a lot of cases on a daily basis. Yeah. You know what I mean? He did acting classes for months. You know what I mean? Then the cast and the crew end up taking a liking to him because it was a lot of little rumors and stuff about him. But then when 3 was with us, it was nonstop jokes. It was nonstop, you know what I mean? 3 never gave us no problems. He was always on time. He never gave us no problems, none of that. So like we really developed a love and a relationship with 3. 3, came to my crib, he take his shoes off, you know what I mean? Walk around my house, go to my refrigerator, eat our noodles, you know what I mean? And our cereal. I be like, 3, fam, you got like $75,000 in your, you know what I'm saying? You got $75,000 in your bag. Let's go eat.
Nah,
but he won't noodles.
Them cup noodles.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? But the bottom line is like we had got close, and I got close to 3. We had some intimate conversations, not knowing what was about to take place. So it really fucked me up.
What do you feel his trajectory would have been as far as just even with this acting?
it would have been out the roof. Because you got to understand that not only was 3 coming into his own when it came to the acting, but the nigga was a comedian. You know what I'm saying? He was a monster artist, a monster rapper, bar for bar. And, you know, I tell everybody this, like, I can't think of nobody I would put in front of 3. You know what I mean? When it comes to that mic, you know what I mean? So it's just no telling where he would have went.
Putting the trailer together, of course, the first trailer, you use MO3's music, and of course, even on the trailer, the second trailer, you know, you went back, of course, to Outside and using acapella of that to pull, you know, the audience in as far as on the trailer. Was that something personally you want to do, or is that something that you just say, hey, this makes the most sense, or?
So the first one, Rain had sent me some records, and the first one, Slide on Me, was the last record that he sent me, and I said, this is the one. So when I heard it, I was like, I said, this is the one. And this was before it was out, you know what I mean? Before they put it out. So I knew that one was gonna be the one. It just gave you that feeling, like for sure. I said, ooh, that boy's snapping on her. You know what I mean? And it just gave you the feeling that we was looking for a trailer. The second trailer, I kept asking Rain, shout out to Rainwater. I kept asking Rain over and over again. I said, you sure you want me to use Outside? And Rain like, yeah. Use that. And I just, cause see what it was I tried to put Outside in the actual movie, but I couldn't, cause I was gonna make Outside the official record. You know what I'm saying? I had hollered at Bobby, you know what I mean? I was gonna make it the official record, but it just, for some reason, it just went, and I don't believe in forcing nothing. So Rain just kept on saying, man, use Outside. And then I was like, you know what, I tell you what, I'm gonna take the music from under it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take the music out of it, and I'm gonna just use the acapella, and that'll make it more dramatic. Yeah. You know what I mean? And we did that. I put that acapella on there, and it gave it a feeling. Yeah. And I was like, this is it. That's hard. This is it. You know what I mean? So, Outside just, it did it for me. It still do it for me.
Yeah.
And then just like how 3 came on there and gave it that soul, and gave it that feeling, you know what I mean?
He took it to another level.
That's made for me.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then another thing is I wanted people to hear how he sound just him.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I think that it was important that his voice resonate to us. You know what I mean? So I wanted to snatch everything else out of it except, you know what I'm saying, there's acapella, because I think we need that right now.
That's real.
Yeah.
How much does the demand go up when you have, literally, like, this is the last MO3 movie we're gonna be able to witness, right? How much demand goes up from that? Like, are networks calling you? Is it Netflix? Is it like, what happens when a situation like this? Because we've never been here, right?
Man, I'm so tired. Because because I've been getting so many calls and so many texts and so many emails, and it's a good thing. It's a good feeling.
It's a good thing.
It's a really good feeling. You know what I mean? Ever since he passed, I've been getting a lot of traffic on my phone, but
Is there a distribution that you have for this, or I know the premiere is about to come up as far as just for those to witness it. And we're gonna give a date on that.
Right.
But is there a deal that you're looking to as far as for a major distribution on this one yet?
You know what? I'm not gonna even say deal as much as I'm gonna say partnership. You know what I mean? I'm looking for the right fit and the right partnership. But meanwhile, what I do want to do is I want the city to come out, and I really want them to see this film because we got something to prove to the rest of the world.
Touch on the premiere, man, as far as the day, the time. The city will come out. It's one of those things to where 7 years has passed since the first Triple D movie. And even the Triple D moniker is so solidified with this Dallas-Fort Worth thing, place that we call home.
Yeah.
It's almost, like you got to be a part of history with this premiere. So go ahead and tell them the date, tell them the location, tell them, how to get tickets, or just all the information they need to know right now as they might be watching this.
Right. And I want to say as a side note, man, shout out to Nino, Young Nino and
Shout
Hotboy.
out to Young Nino and
You know what I mean?
Man, come on.
The founders of the Triple D movement,
Come on,
man.
man.
You know, we got to keep that alive.
Nah, for
you know
real,
what I mean?
got to, man.
Yeah.
And they gonna come sit down and talk about it too.
They got to. They got to.
Hot.
Yeah.
Hey.
And you know what? And Hotboy Starr's in the film too. You know what I'm saying?
bet.
So
Bet,
man, it was good to have him on set and have him make a little appearance.
That's
you know what I
history
mean?
right there. That's history right
Yeah,
there.
for sure. But he had asked me about the so you can go get tickets. I want to let everybody know you can go get tickets at tripledrevenge.com. You know, it's gonna have the location, all that. You know what I mean? tripledrevenge.com, tripledrevenge.com. And this is October the 21st. It's on the Thursday. So y'all remember that, October 21st, tripledrevenge.com. Man, y'all coming through in big numbers because that's gonna help us with whatever situation we end up happening.
You want them to be suited and booted, or you want them just to come as you are?
Man, you know, you want to be dressed to impress the finesse, baby.
Okay, talk
You
to
know,
me. Okay,
you know, you want to
be seen, not screen, goddamn.
Yeah, man, you want to pose like you want to be, you know, you want to pose like you want to be chose. You know what I
There
mean?
you go, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There you go.
What you got your drip ready, man? I know you finna be dripped out, man. What you finna kid him with, man?
Man, I'm so tired. I might show up with some basketball shorts. But man, I definitely want everybody to come out and look good and feel good because we've been waiting too long. You know what I mean? We've been waiting too long, so I want everybody to come out looking good. And man, put your drip on, put your suit, you know, go on throw go on throw that, throw that on there. Yeah, man.
Once the premiere airs, for those that are there, they get to watch it. For the rest of the world that's watching this interview, that's like, how do I get to see it? What? You know, when do I can't make it to Dallas?
Oh, I mean,
what is there a time frame you're looking at as far as to get some type of partnership distribution deal out there?
Yeah, because the thing about it is when you know and understand the business, you don't really have to be hesitant. Like I don't have to be I don't have to drag my feet on nothing. When it's time, you know, we're gonna put it out.
Yeah, no.
We're not gonna hold on to it. We're gonna put it out.
One premiere?
I beg your pardon?
Will there be more than one premiere, or is it just?
That's my plans. My plans is to make sure that everybody get an opportunity, get the opportunity to see it. I can't tell you how many premieres. I can't tell you if it's gonna be another one in Dallas. You know what I mean? All that's to be announced. But what I do want is for everybody to be able to witness the film that this cast then worked so hard to finish.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, one thing I do hate is that, man, that real life was not in this movie, man. I feel like, God damn it, man.
But you know what?
I feel like it's missed opportunities on our end.
You know,
I feel like there was a scene right there for us to do something in this movie.
man, you know what? But see,
get shot on the ground.
but you know, y'all, you know what? On the cool, y'all was an intricate part of it because y'all did the audition. We put the trailer, both trailers on the channel, man. Y'all know, shout out to Reallyfe Street Starz. Man, y'all got a place with us forever.
Nah, and
you
I'm
know
so
what
excited, man. I'm so excited for the city. I'm so excited for what you're doing. I'm glad you're using Triple D movie in the moniker to hopefully get into more film ideas and really tell stories that you like to tell, because you are the writer, you're the director, you're the producer. I mean, you kind of going down a list of things, you're casting the I mean, you kind of hit all the nails on the head, so therefore that means this is just one project of many that you could probably helm and make sure that it's, curated the right way. So I'm excited for what you're about to do. If there is anybody that puts a bag in your hand to say, hey, let's bet on this man, Mista E. I mean, you come from a musical background to where that's all about production. So it's like, I'm excited to see what you probably will do with a little bit of money, you know what I'm saying, to play with, more stories to tell and things like that, especially for the city.
Yeah, and you know what? That's all I'm really out to prove. The only thing I want to prove is to anybody, any streaming company that decide they want to try to work out a partnership. Like, hey, listen, if you give me a real budget, give me some Michael Bay money, give me some $15-20 million, and I'll make it look like $50 million. You know what I mean?
What would you whip up if they gave you just 100?
100 million?
Yeah, just 100. Here you go.
I'm gonna make it look like 200.
I'm saying, what would you whip up? Like, what type of movies would you whip up?
So a lot of times directors tend to be kind of selfish and they kind of already got an agenda, right? But it's important to kind of feel the climate of what's going on. You know what I mean? So somebody give me $200 million, the first thing I'm gonna do is try to figure out what it is that the industry is looking for. You know what I mean? Because that's the best way to put us in the position to get them their money back. You know, we want to win at the box office every time.
Now, I feel like the first time you did the Triple D movie, Dallas just had its like music was moving, like it was a lot of niggas like going crazy. The second time you did it, you had Trap, Yellow, MO3 kind of going crazy.
For sure.
Let's say that you do a third one, right? Who would be the new young stars from Dallas and Fort Worth? Because obviously now you've crossed that bridge. Who would you want to cast in the third edition? Like if you were just to do it over, you know? You know what? I'm gonna keep it all the way real.
I'm not as connected as I was the first time. I was a little younger. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was a little younger, and you know, being a producer, that kind of made me a little more involved in you know, what was going on in the underworld. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of like, I ain't gonna say I stepped away from it, but I really kind of put my head in the books when it came to filmmaking. And I think it did cause me to get a little disconnected when it came to just like the rap shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I'm always looking to implement the next because we always got. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm trying to do with 3.
Now, with that being said, you know, the soundtrack for the first one was a lot of Dallas music.
Yeah.
This one, you know, I'm hearing artists, you know, I'm hearing MO3, I'm hearing artists like Bocane, I'm hearing artists, some other artists that's coming, kind of being on this soundtrack. Is the soundtrack just as important as to Dallas for this movie as it was for the first one?
Yeah, this soundtrack is mostly Dallas. Now, I branched out a little bit, but I ain't really branched out a whole lot.
There you go.
Yeah, I didn't branch out a whole lot because everybody know Dallas.
Music here.
Yeah, I was saying everybody know Dallas Jam. That ain't never been no secret. You know what I mean? And it don't do me no good to film her and not be able to put Dallas music on the platform that it should be. You know, that's where I came from. So
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Now, lastly, man, I just want to ask as far as, you know, your expectations as far as for the fans for this movie to, once they get to experience it, what do you expect for them to take from this movie? What do you expect them to take from your craft? What would you like to see, you know, from the fruits of your labor on this one? That
Dallas is really a force to be reckoned with.
There you go.
You know what I mean? And before it's all over with, we're gonna end up being a hub of entertainment, from filmmaking to plays to music videos. Shout out to my boy Prophecy, because he really helped with the editing and all that type of stuff. I can't forget him. Man, and there's so many shout outs because there's so many hands in this, and that lets you know that regardless of what anybody say, like, it's people in Dallas that want to work together and work as a unit. You know what I mean?
I've been telling young kids, the original RoboCop was shot in Dallas, man. If y'all don't know, go watch it. Like, man, it's like, I feel like it's like we haven't had a lot of productions here, so I'm glad that you're saying I'm gonna use this spot to garner my power and make something for this to hopefully seed more into the future for younger directors and younger writers and things like that.
For sure.
I'm curious, what is your number one hood movie? I'm just curious. What is your number one hood movie you would have put above all others?
Oh man, I'm a hood movie connoisseur. So I would have. It's hard to choose. I would have. It's Out of Shadows or Belly. But you know what? I like Baller Blocker too, though. I like Baller Blocker. I like Baller Blocker, man. So I'm gonna tell you though, right now, honestly, I ain't being funny. My favorite hood movie, just on some real, like, authentic shit, is the Triple D movie.
Hey, nah,
you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't no lie in the Triple D movie. Yeah, it wasn't no lie in it. You know what I mean?
Whatever crackhead y'all got to play that.
Yeah, man. Like, say we live in Highland Hills. Like, like, stop the camera. Let's serve this nigga. So we, you know what I mean? Like, we, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just always believe in keeping it as 100, you know, as authentic as possible. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it was cool because with that first one, we had, you know what I'm saying, the niggas to do it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times niggas get disconnected. Like, them niggas, you know, they really did their thing. But I'm gonna say my favorite hood movie from the standpoint of just sitting down there watching something it's gonna be the Triple D movie.
Triple D, man. Hey, man, listen, goddamn October 21st. Before that, y'all get some popcorn, watch the first one.
Yeah.
Watch that.
Yeah.
Understand, dissect it, do whatever.
Now let me say this. Somebody gonna say, "Nah, you said you." Nah, I don't like watching it like a director. But if I go to Rudy's and I come back with a 3-piece with a pepper, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm going to my media room and I'm gonna watch J Cash flip tables over and all that. You know what I'm saying?
If anything, you gonna get a soundtrack of that motherfucker.
Yeah. Oh, the soundtrack was banging.
Oh my God, come on, that's
the
history
soundtrack
right
was
there,
banging.
man.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, so again, I know you said it's probably too many shout outs to give. You want to go through shout outs, you can.
Man, I definitely want to do shout outs.
Man,
and I just hope I don't forget nobody.
Go ahead, man. Shoot.
But first of all, shout out to the cast and crew of Triple D Revenge. Shout out to them. I can't shout them out enough. Shout out to my strong team that's either behind the camera or behind the scenes. Any inquiries with media, man, y'all holler at my publicist, April. She great at what she do. Yeah. You know what I mean? Shout out to the people that was around us, that was from rain, water, all the way down to the people that helped us with locations and all that, man. It's just so many people to shout out. It don't make no sense, but it was definitely a joint effort, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without them. You know what I mean? So, shout out to y'all boys, because, man, y'all was a big part of it. Man, you know what I mean?
Glad to be a part of it.
Man, y'all was a big part of it.
We'll be out there. We'll step out with you, man. It's going to be a blessing.
And
for those that do want to get at you, man, want to follow your movement, see what you got going on personally, tell them how to get at you, and if there, of course, is either IG or anything for the movement. I know you get a website. Give it to them one more time. As far as how to follow the movement, follow yourself as well. Already.
So in the event that you don't remember the website, you can always get at me on IG, Director Mista E. That's Director _ MISTA_E. Director Mista E, just like that. So if you can't remember the website, which is Triple D Revenge, then you can get at me on my page. But you can get tickets, you can get merch, whatever that you need. You know, we'll be building the website even more and more. But right now, you can get your tickets right now at tripledrevenge.com. It'll give you all the information that you need.
There you go, man. Hey, listen, Triple D Revenge, man. 7 years in the making. We are here. The time is of the essence, man. Y'all make sure y'all go onto the website. Make sure y'all just show the support, show the love. Definitely follow Mista E on IG. Go ahead and comment, leave him some feedback for those who either want to watch a movie. If you did watch a movie, tell him what you felt about it, man. Talk to this man. He talk back.
Yeah.
But, hey, first and foremost, man, from everything that you've done in the city, man. Again, I know this conversation about the Triple D Revenge, but for everything that you've done in the future, we're gonna tap back in with you, man. You are real life street star, man. The epitome of it. We salute you, man. Mista E, director, Triple D Revenge, man. Let's go.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Stars, nigga. Hold on.